Hello everyone, welcome to this module on data economy. So first of all, let's talk about that why is this data getting noticed? The reason that data is getting noticed by each and everyone out there is because of the huge volume in which it is getting generated. Earlier, the data which used to be in bytes, kilobytes, megabytes, today it is getting generated in exabytes. Now when we are moving beyond exabytes, so the huge pace, the huge growth rate of this data year on year is making data go noticed by each and everyone. No one today can afford to not to notice the data which is getting generated. Now, when we talk about data, we talk about big data. Big data, don't be thrilled by the term. It is just used to refer to the huge amount of data which is getting generated. Now, there are specific components which we can link to the reason behind generation of a huge data and the different characteristics components of it. Now, first is definitely the volume, because we just talked about that the huge volumes in which it is getting generated. Now, this volume of data is coming from multiple sources. These sources could be sensors, browsing history, logs, events, speeches, images, videos, social media, traditional sources, even your body, because every body movement today is being tracked by one or the other app which you may be using on your smartphone. And all those apps, they are tracking your activities, translating that into information, passing it on as a data to some other device. So even your body, even your activities, they are generating a lot of data today and contributing to the volume of the data getting generated. The second we for big data could be termed as veracity, which talks about the data being unstructured and clean or unclean. The third part is the velocity at which it is generated. We definitely know that the data is getting generated at a huge speed. Now, not only is it getting generated at a huge speed, but it is also getting consumed at a huge speed. So, be it a platform like YouTube, Netflix, whatever platform you are using, all of them are streaming data and they are streaming it at a very high rate so that your experience of data consumption be good. And hence, we say that data is being consumed at a very high rate, just like it is being generated at a very high rate. And the third part is the rate of analysis of data. It has also shooted up like anything, because if as a company I cannot match up the speed of data generation and data consumption in my data analysis, my purpose as an organization would get defeated. And hence, it's very important for me as an organization to enhance my rate of analysis of data and match it with the speed of data generation and data consumption. The fourth part is definitely the variety, because there are different varieties of data which are getting generated across, and these could be termed as structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. So all these components, they go together and they form an umbrella which we refer to as 4 V's of big data, referring to the different aspects of data generation, data consumption, data characteristics. Now, once we have a fair idea about this, let's talk about the world we are living in. We all know that we are living in a hyper connected world where everyone is communicating with each other. There's huge amount of communication which is happening. There are millions of data points. Each and every point where any kind of a data is getting generated or consumed is serving as one data point, and hence there are millions of data points around with almost septillions of transactions happening, with everyone striving for more and more data. You have so many transactions happening across. And yes, because of all those things, with septillions of transactions, with millions of data points, we can definitely say one thing, that today the world is hyper connected through data, and data is the king, with people, things, information, processes, everything getting increasingly connected through different kinds of networks and creating more and more value and impact for the future. And that is where data is driving everything, becoming the king of today. And if data is the king and data is exploding at such a huge rate, what happens? What happens to the world we are in? What happens to us? With big data already getting replaced by Goliath data, with everyone already talking about Bronto bytes, no more are we talking about exabytes, we are talking about Bronto bytes already. What does this lead to? This leads to the requirement of understanding the fact that the application of data must grow as well. You and I, the world we live in, needs to understand and pace up the application of data. So, with oceans of data around, we need to couple it with technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning and add value and insights to you, to me, to the world we live in. We need to add value and insights through the Goliath data which is getting generated and be able to automate things, be able to supervise things, be able to ingest different kinds of actions based on data trends, data behavior, etc. We need to apply ourselves for the right set of application of data which is getting generated at this huge rate. So where would these insights take us? Where would this kind of a value addition take us? Let's have a look. What are we going to create based on that? What are we going to create? Any guesses? We are going to create new economy, the new economy of data, where if I see the economy of data as a country, the GDP of that particular country is going to be ever highest. It's going to supersede the GDP of United States by a big margin, and that's where data economy, the economy of data, is so critical for all of us today. Whether it be you, whether it be me, whether it be anyone else living in this world of which we are the part of. So what will we do in this economy of new data? What will we do in this economy which constitutes of Goliath's data? What will we do? What will be our role? What are we going to play as a role? So our first role is going to be to enable machines to access this huge data. Our role would be to enable machines to learn for themselves based on the data we are making them access. Our role would be in enabling the enhancement of experience and behavior. Our role will be able to take intelligent decisions. Our role will be to enable machines to take intelligent decisions based on the experience a, of a consumer or a particular person using a certain device, using a certain machine, using a certain property, using a certain product. And based on that behavior, we would make machines intelligent. That is what we are going to do in this new economy of Goliath data, and all this without any explicit programming. Without any explicit programming, we are going to make machines that intelligent. So, my friends who all are non developers out there, understand that without any explicit coding, you can make the machines learn for themselves. And that is where you are going to play a critical role in this new economy of Goliath data with septillions of transactions happening across millions of data points. And that is how you are going to survive, by making machine learning your weapon. It has to be a major weapon in your armor, be you are a developer or a non-developer. You need to enable machines to learn for themselves and then work for you for the betterment of your business, your purpose, your objective, your organization, your goals. And hence, machine learning is your weapon. And if this is your weapon, this is the right time to start your machine learning certification. Start off now. Thank you, everyone.